Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Forza Horizon 2 with another rally car build, and my vehicle today is the Ferrari 500 Mondial. I was looking through the sort of random cars I had in my garage and was trying to pick the most inappropriate to go rallying with, and this is up there, up towards the top of vehicles that probably shouldn't be rallied. So I'm going to give it a go and see how it does. I suspect we could have issues with this, but you know, it could be quite good. Right, to the upgrade shop. Rules of the series: the cars must be four-wheel drive, which we shall give to this vehicle. It's incredibly light. It's going to be one of the lightest cars we will have. So with the four-wheel drive, it's £2,000. It's going to have an interesting power-to-weight ratio. That is for sure. And the cars must have the Storm Island off-road tyres that shoots the PI up massively. We still have plenty of PI to play around with parts though. We must have the off-road gearbox for some nice sensible gear ratios, and the off-road suspension in the hopes that we can survive the bumps and the wait. Why is that lower here? Not sure. It says in the thing that it should raise. Who knows? We're having the off-road suspension. Apparently that makes it. No, never mind. It's still got decent enough ground clearance though. Hopefully for surviving things. Rest of the parts to make it up to S1 class are up to me. So we're going to go for, full handling with this. A classic race car dealing with a rally course. We're going to want all of the handling bits imaginable. Roll cage is only adding £82. I don't care, we're definitely having it. We can then take out 130, so it's under £2,000 with the weight reduction. I'm not quite sure what there is to take out of it, but never mind. Tyre width. That's going to be an interesting thing. Please have some half-decent tyres. Please have some half-decent. It's not very big tyres. It's not very big at all. Admittedly bigger, than standard. I think we may struggle with 225s. I think we may have a lot of sliding. An awful lot of sliding. What do we got? Oh, good God. Oh, we're in for some trouble with this car. I think it may be quite quick with power to weight ratio and so on, but I think we're going to have none of the grip whatsoever. Yeah, we are in for some trouble. We've got to go for aero. Just give it the slightest time. I love how happy, or kind of happy it looks. From some angles it looks happy. From other angles it kind of looks a bit like a fish. From the outside camera, when I was messing about with it for the very start, it kind of looked like it was smiling. From in the garage, it now looks terrifying. We can have side skirts. What's that changing exactly? Apart from increasing drag, what's it doing? It does something. I can't actually quite make out what it is. It does something at the top there. Oh, it removes the sort of the thing around the cockpit. I don't know why I'd want that. It makes it lighter but increases the drag. Oh, I'm going to leave it. I shall leave it as it is. Now, do we go? Can I even get an engine swap in this car? Okay, if we can. I don't know if the standard engine will be enough to get it up to S1 class. I'm not sure. No, it won't be. If I can only do. Okay, yeah, no, it's not going to work. Okay, we can't use a standard engine. And I can't use a Ferrari engine either, because the V8 and the V12, both of them put it far too high a PI. So we're going to go for the i6. I have no other choice. 321 horsepower. Okay, we might not have. We're not going to have the highest horsepower numbers that we've ever seen, but. Because it's incredibly light, so the PI system will even itself out, but it's still going to be a pretty good power to weight ratio in this thing. We will of course be going for all of the light parts. If we can try and get it under £2,000, that would be quite good. Oh, do we go for? Just thinking about it. Now we have this engine in. Do we go for a turbocharger? That is the question. I think we perhaps should do. I know it's going to increase the weight a bit, but I think we may want a turbocharger in this little Ferrari. Certainly traditionally the turbocharged cars have tended to go fairly well here when I've been upgrading them, so I think we will go for that. I'm just using all of the ones, just trying to get any weight out of the car that I can. Now, can we get any more engine upgrades Now comes the fun and games of trying to find ones that will just add. So I can do that, but I would quite like to have the PI to go and get the drive line and so on. Okay, so we have a choice of either going for... We can go for that and have 1 PI, or we can go for that. That adds 10 horsepower. That adds 12. It's very much of a muchness, right? We will go with that. And then we will go and get driveline. We may be able to sneak the clutch on. Sometimes it doesn't increase the PI. 2001 exactly. Come on. Hey! Hey! Here we go. Under 2000. Fantastic. Right. We have got our car. I am terrified of this thing. I really think we could have some issues with this car. But I mean, you never know. You never know quite what's gonna happen with these vehicles. Yeah, Ferrari has got a lot of power. Well, a decent amount of power anyway. 476. Yeah, this power to weight ratio is pretty good with tiny tyres. Okay, well, there is only one way to find out how well this car will do, and that is to take it around the Forest Brawl circuit, where I have got 5 laps to go as quickly as possible. The current leader is the R34 Nissan Skyline with a time of 57.6, and I am pretty sure we're not going to be beating that today. To be honest, this car's most likely rivals, well, the Nissan FairRace Z and the Renault Alpina both had very similar kind of size tyres and similar sort of power, and they were down in the 1 minute 1.3 was the FairRace Z, 1 minute 1.4 from the Renault. If we can get under the 1 minute ones, I think we'd probably be doing quite well, because I think we're going to have some real control issues. If this car has a lot more grip than I'm expecting, it could go quite quickly because of the power to weight ratio. I think we're just going to have just monumental issues of getting this car carrying corner speed through the turns. Let's see how it fares. God, the understeer through turn 1. Look at that, it's just no grip. To be fair, I'm surprised how well the back end is staying on the road. Where are we going, car? I think someone's disconnected the steering. We have got steering input at least. Dear God, that is terrible. I'm amazed that the back end of this car is staying planted, though. I was thinking we were going to have oversteer. That's what we had with the FairRace Z and the Renault Alpina. But this is just a mile of understeer. I haven't ever had understeer like it in anything else. Dear God, that is terrible. Okay. I can work with understeer. It is super fast accelerated. Look at that. Really quick accelerating this car. If I get things right, I might be able to deal with the understeer. Holy crap. We might set a new speed record down here. That did flash 140 briefly before I had to jump on the brakes. And God. There is no turning. Just none at all. It is a vague suggestion to the Ferrari. I can't carry that speed through there. If this thing had bigger tyres, it would be a monster. It really would. Oh, if it had sensible tyres even. But I just can't get it turned for these corners. Oh, a little bit of a bump up there. 90 miles an hour is scary. 90 miles an hour is very scary down that particular part of the track. I mean, again, it accelerates like mad out of the turns. We've got to really slow it down. Can we carry more than 100 through there? Maybe next time round if I get things right. Please turn, and then fire it out the other side at ridiculous speeds. I mean, this is cracking 120 before the jump, which is damn impressive for anything, getting that sort of speed. I wonder how quick. If it had better brakes, I could definitely see this going faster. Yeah, that was like 100. Definitely flashed 140, 141 before the jump. Right, we're basically going to have to use it as a point and squirt car. So it's slowly through the turns. Unfortunately, there's not really enough straights to use it as a point and squirt car. Got to be so careful. This is the turn that it hates. Just cannot deal with the understeer through. Well, you can't get through there quickly when you have this much understeer. And again, we're not going to be particularly fast down the bottom there because it's just not going to carry the corner speed. Then accelerate, use the acceleration and try and fight it and keep it under control. Can we actually get any speed through here? That's a bit better. Got a very wide line on the entry. Really slow it down. God. Yeah, it doesn't slow down at all. I mean, the brakes are okay because the car is so light, but they're still not amazing for a £2,000 car. Trouble, trees! Ugh. Kept it out of the trees. That's okay, right. If we get things wrong in the air, we're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble if we get things wrong on that jump. Again, being such a small, light car does tend to cause issues for these vehicles. Sliding out towards the barrier with the understeer as I try and push the car more. Maybe actually getting the back end sliding through there is not such a bad idea, which is a rare thing for me to say, but it might work at trying to get it through with any speed. Again, it may actually be a little bit easier, or maybe a little bit better in some respects, to take a much slower line into these corners, try and get all the speed out of it. Oh, that's going wrong through the final corner. Right, we will have one lap, one do-or-die lap for the Ferrari this next time round. 1 minute 1.0 is still not bad considering the understeer issues we are having with this. Okay, that's a bit better across the jump. At least we're not twisting. We're landing face first, but at least not on the side of the vehicle. Right, up towards turn 1. Make sure we get it stopped and turned in properly, and fire the car out the other side. Yeah, I mean, it's getting impressive sort of speed at the turns, certainly. I just can't carry it through. I mean, 90 miles an hour through that section there is not bad, certainly for a car, but I just can't maintain the speed through this next corner. That's just where we lose it all. Now, down here, we're not going to carry record-breaking speed. It was slower on the way in, but it's perhaps neater on the way out, which is about as best as I can get, really. With the current situation, we'll have to avoid the bumps down here and try and carry the speed. That understeer, though, just off towards the wall with the Ferrari 500. Now we can use the car's strength, that fantastic acceleration, up towards the mega jump. Please don't twist too much. Oh, it gets so much air, it actually gets itself in trouble, it's so fast. Up towards that jump, it's across the line. A 1 minute .782 is pretty damn respectable for the Ferrari. It goes into 29th place, which is, for the size of tyre this thing has, and for the monumental understeer that we get, I mean, that's pretty respectable. That's up there with, what is it? We've got Mazda MX-5, 911 Turbo, only fraction ahead of it. I mean, it beats the BMW M2, the Mazda Cosmo, the VW Campervan. That's pretty respectable. I have to say, I'm surprised to see it do that well. I mean, I expected there to be grip troubles. I expected that trouble to be oversteer. It wasn't. There is just no turning in this car at all. It is a very, very vague suggestion that you might want to get through a corner. Once you have got through a corner, it is ridiculously fast. But, yeah, getting through the turns, it really, really struggled. But a 1 minute .7 is not bad at all from this really, really rather crazy little contraption. Well, there we go. The Ferrari survived the course, and yeah, I'm surprised by that time. Anyway, that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.